Oh, hi there. My name is Aaron Turner, and I'm the creator of... well, Aaron Turner's Game Reviews, if that wasn't obvious enough. In the last 2 episodes, Aaron suggested that they get in contact with the news in order to promote his game reviews. I mean, really? He's on YouTube, why doesn't he just enter a shout-out contest? Who even watches the news anyway? Jesus, who wrote this garbage? Oh, I did? Oh, well, whew. Anyway, Knuckles offered to do that for him, and after making a review of Spider-Man 2 with Spider-Man himself, Aaron found out that not only has Spider-Man lost his powers, but also that Knuckles managed to fuck up getting in contact with the news. That and the cops are coming. Quite the pickle Aaron has found himself in. What's he gonna do to get out of this jam? Let's find out. Knuckles, what the hell did you do to make the cops come?
Well, you see, it started out pretty good.
We interrupt this program for more news regarding not-so-famous YouTuber Aaron Turner, who may not be not-so-famous by the time this is over. We have managed to get an exclusive interview with Knuckles the Echidna, but before we get into that, I'd like to address an error that happened the last time I did a report on Aaron Turner. We have more news regarding Aaron Turner, who has just stated that he thinks Mario Sunshine is, get this, better than Mario 64. As you can see, I ended up saying it backwards. I meant to say that Mario 64 is better than Sunshine, so I just wanted to address that. Yes, I fucked up. It happens to the best of us. But now let's get on to this interview. Mr. the Echidna, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking the time to let me talk about Aaron Turner.
Yes, we heard you had a plug to make?
Yeah, man, I just think Aaron's game reviews deserve more attention. He made a 30-minute review of Sonic Advance 3 and put a lot of effort in it. I kind of feel bad for him, too. I mean, he's been through quite a lot. First, he had to deal with ridicule for his Mario 64 review, then Sonic giving Spider-Man his address, spending time in a mental asylum, not to mention he was kidnapped by a crazy guy. Good thing he captured him and left him in his basement. Anyway...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Sarah, I asked for coffee. Where is it? Wait a minute, what did you say? Aaron captured that Mitchell guy? What do you mean by that?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You know Aaron can be in serious trouble for this, right? We've been looking for Mitchell Donner for the past 2 months. We've had our suspicions that Aaron might have been involved. Mike, we need to get over to Aaron's house right away to investigate. Get a warrant to search his place for Mitchell.
I gotta go.
You told them about Mitchell?
It was an accident. Look, Aaron, I'm sorry, but me, Sonic, and Tails are getting the fuck out of Dodge. We're accessories to kidnapping. Good luck.
Oh, come on. Spider-Man, you're an expert on how to escape the police. You gotta help me. Yeah, when I still had my powers. I can't stop the police now. I'm sorry, Aaron, but you gotta face it. They're gonna find Mitchell in your basement, and then you're both gonna be arrested. Didn't you just say we have to face our fears? Yeah, I know. I'm just panicking. Oh, dear God. They're here. Look, just calm down. Go out there slowly and try not to cause any problems. Meanwhile, I better get out of here. I already have a bad enough image thanks to J. Jonah Jameson. If they see me here with you, Jameson will have a field day. I'm gonna slip out the back. They probably won't bother if they see me because they don't know I lost my powers. I can use that to my advantage. We are now standing outside the home of Aaron Turner, a victim of a kidnapping who has allegedly been keeping his own kidnapper in his basement. Police are now going to be searching the home for any signs of Mitchell Donner. Oh, speak of the devil, here he comes now. Mr. Turner, is it true that you've been holding Mitchell Donner in your basement? No, it's not true. Sir, you might as well be honest with us. The police are searching your place right now. Okay, look, hypothetically, if I was holding him in my basement, the bastard deserves it. He kidnapped me first. So, you know, I wanted revenge. So you're saying all this was out of revenge? Sir, with all due respect, are you fucking 5 years old? Why didn't you just call the cops? Hey, you would do the same thing if a guy locked you up in a kennel and took over your game reviews. Oh, we have just received word that the police have found no evidence of Mitchell Donner being in the house. Wait, seriously? Are you guys stupid or something? I'm clearly guilty. Well, I guess not. Sorry to bother you. Good luck with your next game review, though.
Alright everyone, pack it up, let's get out of here. Huh? I'm so confused. Oh, yeah, bye guys. Thanks for coming.
Oh dear God. Wait, you're telling me the police searched the entire basement and didn't find this kennel left open? Whatever, I don't have time for that now.
Arron? What the hell? How have you not been arrested yet?
Well, 2 reasons. One is that the cops are dumb as fuck and Mitchell's not in his cage.
What? How's that possible? When's the last time you checked on him?
Oh, well, you see, I haven't actually checked on Mitchell since I got back from the mental asylum.
What? That was a fucking week ago. He could have been starved to death by now. Jesus, Arron, what's wrong with you?
Look, I'm sorry, I just assumed Tails was keeping an eye on him.
It's your job. You were the one that wanted him put in the cage.
Alright, look, the point is he's gone and I don't know what to do. I should have had you put a spider tracer on him in case anything like this happened.
Well, even if I did put a spider tracer on him, there's no way I can track him without my spider sense.
Well, what the hell am I supposed to do then? I can't call the cops because then they get suspicious and wonder why I didn't do that earlier. Although, given how dumb they are, I could probably get away with anything at this point.
Look, Arron, it's not right what you did to Mitchell. I'm actually kind of glad he escaped now. At least he's still alive.
Spider-Man, you forget. You were the one that helped me put him in the cage. You're guilty of this too. I thought you were supposed to be a hero.
Look, me and Mitchell may have done terrible things, but at least he actually had the decency to look after you. He actually took responsibility for you and didn't rely on others to help him.
Well, fine, I'll deal with this myself then.
Fine. Maybe he's right. I did a terrible thing. How could I have been so blind? I'm supposed to be a hero, and yet I helped 2 criminals. Maybe I don't deserve my powers back.
Okay. I should look at the bright side. Mitchell's taking care of himself. The police don't think I had anything to do with it. And if he was planning on kidnapping me again after he escaped, wouldn't he have already done it by now? Although, on the other hand, how the hell did he manage to escape anyway? I should remain cautious. Maybe I should review another game to distract myself. Oh, I know. I'll review Ultimate Spider-Man. Oh, but Spider-Man wouldn't want to join me. He's probably still mad at me. I should give him some time to cool off. In the meantime, I guess I could review another Mario game. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Oh, come on, guys. It was an accident. Yeah, well, that accident may have cost us all jail time. When they find Mitchell in Arron's basement, they'll know that we're accessories to kidnapping Mitchell. Forget about losing our jobs at Sega. We're going directly to prison. Holy shit. Guys, you gotta see this. I just read that Mitchell is apparently still on the loose, which must mean that they didn't find him in Arron's basement. Really? That's great. Well, great for us, but not for Arron. Wait a minute, how did he escape in the first place? Good question. And how long has he been gone for? Tails, when's the last time you checked on him? Well, you see, I haven't actually checked on him since Arron got back from the mental asylum. What? That was a fucking week ago. He could have been starved to death by now. Jesus, Tails, what's wrong with you? Look, I'm sorry. I just assumed Arron was keeping an eye on him. Oh, great.
Oh, you're back. Well, there you have it. And I know some of you might be thinking, wow, Knuckles is a real dumbass for letting it slip about Mitchell, and Arron is a real asshole for neglecting Mitchell all this time. But let's not kid ourselves. What you probably are thinking is that you don't care about any of this Mitchell, Dawn, or Spider-Man, or Sonic bullshit. You just want to see the review of Super Mario 64 DS, don't you? Well, here you go. So some of you might be wondering why I'm bothering to review Mario 64 again. I mean, it ended pretty badly the last time, so why the fuck would I want to try it again? Well, the thing you must know is that I'm reviewing Super Mario 64 DS, which is not exactly the same game.
In 2004, Nintendo released the successor to the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS. The main gimmick with this particular handheld was that it had two screens, with the bottom being a touchscreen. The system also came with a stylus for the touchscreen. The Nintendo DS was a massive success, becoming Nintendo's best-selling system ever. Not only that, but it also became the best-selling handheld ever, as well as the second best-selling video game console of all time. However, one of the big things that it was capable of was playing 3D games. In order to prove this, one of the launch titles of the DS was Super Mario 64 DS. However, this isn't just a port of Super Mario 64. It's not even a remaster. Super Mario 64 DS is a complete remake. The main character technically isn't even Mario, it's Yoshi. The game has 4 playable characters, Yoshi, Mario, Luigi, and Wario, the latters of which are unlocked by getting a key for them. The game has the same story as the original, but starts with the player as Yoshi. Yoshi finds out that not only have all the Power Stars been stolen by Bowser, and that he's locked Princess Peach in the paintings, but Mario, Luigi, and Wario have all been trapped within the paintings as well. You can play around with Mario's head like the original, as well as Yoshi's head, but it's not as fun as the original because it's just a drawing. Now, in the original, there's a total of 120 Power Stars, but only 70 of them are required to complete the main story. However, in the DS remake, there's an additional 30 Power Stars, adding up to a total of 150 Power Stars, only 80 of which are required. Now let's get the obvious out of the way first. Many people have complained about the controls. You're playing on a DS, so obviously there's no analog stick, and instead you have to use a D-pad to move around in a 3D environment. Now this is where you would think that the 3DS would make it easier by using the circle pad, however that's not necessarily the case. I found that playing it on a 3DS doesn't really help much because you can tell that the game wasn't designed for a circle pad or analog stick. Another thing about the controls that's different from the original game is that there's a designated run button. In the original, Mario would start running based on how much you moved the analog stick, but since you have to use a D-pad with the DS game, you have to use the Y button for running. However, if you don't like to use the D-pad and Y button to move around, you can use the touchscreen to move your character around by guiding them with the stylus or your finger. This is much more accurate to using an analog stick, but I've personally never liked using this style of control. Even though it's not ideal, I prefer using the buttons to move my character around. Speaking of characters, let's go over each character. Yoshi is your starting character, and he's probably the worst character in my opinion. He's the only character that can't punch or kick, and as a substitute, he uses his tongue to grab enemies and use them as eggs. He also has a flutter jump, but I don't find it too useful. Mario is probably the best character in the game. He plays pretty much exactly how he did in the original, and he's the only one who can wall jump. Luigi plays similarly to Mario, although he can run on water for a short time, and his backflip allows him to float downwards. Wario is generally considered the worst character in the game, considering the only thing he's useful for is destroying these black bricks that are necessary for progress. I personally find Yoshi to be a worse character, considering I don't find any of his abilities useful, whereas Wario at least has that ability that is useful. Also, throughout the courses you can come across these power flowers that can give each character a unique ability. Yoshi's Power Flower ability allows him to breathe fire for a short period, Mario can turn into a balloon which can be used to collect red coins, Luigi can turn invisible like Mario in the original game, and Wario can turn into metal also like Mario in the original game. You can also find Mario, Luigi, and Mario caps throughout the courses, which will turn you into the respective character unless you get hit by an enemy. Alright, let's finally talk about the courses. Now, I didn't really talk about each of the courses in my review of the original game, I just kinda went through the highlights, so to make up for that, I'll go over each course like I did with Mario Sunshine. The DS game has all the same courses as the original, but has a lot more stars, and new star missions that replace some of the original star missions. For example, they've replaced the Shoot to the Island in the Sky mission with 5 silver stars, which I think is a good change considering I never liked the original mission. There's actually quite a bit of silver star missions in the game. They've changed the textures of the dirt and grass in Beaumont Battlefield. It's not as bright as the original and seems more dead, which I actually think is a cool change. Unfortunately, each course still has the red coin and 100 coin missions, which were among my least favorite in the original. Nothing was changed regarding Whomp's Fortress besides the addition of a new mission where you need to press a switch for a star to appear. Again, just like the silver star missions, there's quite a few of these in the game, which I'm okay with because I don't mind them. Jolly Roger Bay was a course that I never really liked, although it does have possibly the greatest piece of music, not just in this game, but in any video game.
I never liked the swimming in the original game, which is why I never liked this course. Although I will say I think the DS remake did improve upon the original in regards to the swimming. It's much more reliable. Cool Mountain is one of my favorite courses. I mean, do I even need to say why? I think you should know by now. I mentioned in my review of the original that I love Big Boo's Haunt. The music, the atmosphere of the enemies, it's fantastic. I've never been a fan of Hazy Maze Cave. I don't find the star missions to be very fun. However, I've always loved Lethal Lava Land. This might be the only course in the game where I enjoy collecting every star. I love the volcano stars, the log you balance on, the silver stars, and even the coin missions aren't that bad in this course. I have a love-hate relationship with Shifting Sandland. Some of the missions are fun, some are not. I never really played through Dire Docks too much. By the time you unlock this area of the castle, there was other more interesting courses that caught my eye more. Snowman's Land is another course that I didn't dabble too much in. It wasn't bad from what I played, but not one of my favorites. Wet Dry World is yet another course that I never liked, nor did I play much. I played more missions out of it than the previous two courses, but that's it. Although I liked both Tall Mountain and Tiny Huge Island, there was a lot of fun missions in these two courses. Now the final two courses, Tick-Tock Clock and Rainbow Ride, I have very little experience with. I probably played only one mission from each of them, so there's not much I can say. Although I do like the creative settings of each of them. So those are all of the main courses in the game, but there's of course the secret stars throughout the castle, my favorite being the stars you get from Princess Peach's secret slide. However, the secrets of the castle are also how you unlock each character. The Goom Boss battle is where you unlock Mario. It's a pretty easy course which also has stars within it. Mario is the only character that is required to unlock, as he is the only one who can fight Bowser in Bowser in the Sky. Luigi is unlocked with Big Boo Battle in Big Boo's Haunt. This is slightly harder than the Goom Boss course, but that's mainly due to the red coins. Wario is unlocked with the Chief Chili Challenge. Wario is by far the hardest character to unlock. This course is very slippery and has several annoying red coin locations. Now I'm not going to go over all of the boss fights. You know I liked the majority of the boss fights in the original, and it's pretty much the same here. There is 3 new boss fights, which are how you unlock the characters. When you go to unlock Mario, you fight Goom Boss, of course, and you have to throw his little Goombas back at him a certain amount of times. When unlocking Luigi, you have to fight King Boo, which is very fitting. King Boo's boss fight is also really cool because he's only visible in the mirror, and you have to judge by his shadow in order to ground pound him. It's probably one of my favorite bosses in the game. When unlocking Wario, you need to fight Chief Chili, who you need to knock off the platform 3 times. It's pretty similar to Big Bomb. So that is the main game that is Super Mario 64 DS, but there's also a selection of mini-games that you can unlock throughout the main game and select on the main menu. I have to say, I love these mini-games. It's probably consumed most of my time with this game. I've played the mini-games way more than the main game. Some of my favorites include the trampoline game, the Luigi puzzle games, the snowball race, and of course the wanted minigame where you need to find one of the 4 characters. It's way easier than it sounds. In fact, I was able to get to around level 200, and the only reason I lost after that was because I wanted to. Now after all that, the question on your mind is, do I think the DS remake is superior to the original N64 game? In short, yes actually. Now, if you know me at all, this probably isn't a big shock to you, although I'm aware this is the unpopular opinion. Now, before you throw this in my face, yes, I admit the controls certainly aren't the best, but you have to understand that this is coming from someone who didn't think the original had the best controls. I like the added selection of characters, I like the new Silver Star and Switch Star missions, I like the new bosses they added, especially King Boo, and I love the added addition of the minigames. To me, the DS remake is the superior Super Mario 64. I also for some reason just love the idea that this was the first time that you could play Super Mario 64 anywhere. You could play Mario 64 in bed. You could play Mario 64 while eating dinner. You could play Mario 64 outside. Hell, you could even play Mario 64 while taking a shit. This was how far technology was 20 years ago. Wait a minute. Holy shit! This game's almost 20 years old? But in all seriousness, Super Mario 64 DS is a really good remake in my opinion. I'm gonna give Super Mario 64 DS a 7 out of 10.
Playing the DS remake actually made me appreciate Mario 64 more, and it's not just because I liked this version more. I know I said they're not the same game, but they do have a lot of the same content, and playing this version was almost like playing the original for a second time. I actually really enjoyed my experience playing the DS version. I'm really glad that I decided to get this game, because originally I wasn't even planning on playing it because I assumed my thoughts were going to be similar to my thoughts on the original, which is also why I wasn't planning on reviewing it. Playing the DS version reinvigorated my love for the original on the N64. Now, neither of them are among my favorite Mario games, not even my favorite 3D Mario games, but I honestly like the original game more than I did when I made my initial review of it. While I still stand by some of my points in that review, I feel differently about this particular point.
But my biggest problem with Super Mario 64 is that other than the boss fights that I mentioned, I don't find very many of the star missions to be very fun. There's a few stars that I think are fun to get, but for the most part, I really did not enjoy the missions, and that's pretty bad considering that's the goal of the game, to collect all the power stars.
I wouldn't really agree with that statement anymore. While I still think some of the star missions aren't memorable, saying that the majority of them aren't is not really true, and it's because of this that I would like to change my rating of the original from a 5 out of 10 to a 6.5 out of 10.
So those were my thoughts on the DS remake of Mario 64, as well as my updated thoughts on the original. Surely this will gain me some likability points, right? I mean, I'm sure things can only go up from here.